What up, motherfuckers? Sandy, happy Frogs Fuck Fridays. Joined by my good friend and co-host, Undervalued. How you doing, buddy?
What up?
Could you even hear the music, man, or was it too quiet?
No, I can hear it. A little staticky, but no, it's good. I mean, that's Twitter Spaces music for you, dude.
I think it was part of
they're starting to DMC people for music on Spaces. I don't know how true that is, but that's the rumor floating around now.
Well, good thing is those are my friends, so that's all good. I think that they're okay. For those of you who want to know, that is the motherfucking Rye Boys, Aeroplane. It's a good little ragtag group out of Texas, and it's like folk rock and roll. Fun shit, feeling that vibe because I'm still stranded out in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. But the mechanics are here working on my bus right as we're doing Spaces. And so hopefully by the end of it, I will be able to leave Kentucky. Nothing against Kentucky, but damn, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, man. So I think it's just me and you today. Good old Mode is currently hiding in the woods somewhere doing his thing. If those of you who don't know, Mode is like a fucking hardcore outdoorsman adventurer. And so this is his busy season. He's actually sponsored by a bunch of people. And anyways, not to dox him too much, man, but he is hiding in the woods somewhere in, I think it's the Pacific Northwest that he's at. So you're stuck with us today is the fucking point. But
Mode is actually Bear Grylls or whatever his name is, the dude that just goes out in the wild and eats like roadkill and all types of other fun stuff.
Did you know that he got in trouble for faking that show?
I did not hear that, but that does not surprise me.
Yeah, he'd go out and like film some content and then would leave and go to the hotel room.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
He's like a rugger.
He is an IRL TV rugger, man. Like exactly what he is, dude. But yeah, man. So I'm sure wherever Mode is, he's covered in some animal's urine trying to hunt it or something like that. You know, like that's what you do, I think, right? I don't fucking know how to hunt.
It's been a minute since I've been hunting, but yeah, something like that.
The only hunting I do is fucking stop losses, MFers. I'm gonna hunt those stop losses.
I haven't even checked the markets today, man. So maybe you got an update on what's going on, but I haven't even got the chance to open up my coin market cap yet.
Well, let's just do a live little reading, and that's actually pretty fun. We can go through and talk about what Thor is saying. I got Thor pulled up too. So overall, still holding a pattern. We're still trading in that range that we've been trading for what seems like forever. The Thor's been doing good, helping us play that range. Currently, Bitcoin's sitting around 26.8, something like that. Solana's at 21.43, currently up like 1% over the last 24 hours. That's not really surprising. Looking at some of the top movers, and let's see what we got. I mean, nothing really crazy coming, like popping out at me right now. BNB's broken that range. They're down at 205. XRP's holding out around 50 cents is normal, down 10% over the last couple of weeks. Solana down 9% over the last week. Cardano, surprisingly, doing okay. 6.8% down, currently around 0.25 cents. Yeah, so, I mean, all in all, dude, it's super boring. Cutting to the chase here, the price action's been pretty, I think, rangy for the last, 3, 4, 5 months, it feels like. Obviously, with a couple of breaks here and there. And then when we break up, dude, it just seems like the shorts come piling in. So definitely been a little bit more boring trading from a macro perspective. We're not getting a lot of huge ranges, but there've definitely been some good ones that we've had over the last couple of weeks. I know a bunch of us in the DGen Shitcoin Traders channel were buying Render up around like 1.3. So we've had a good run on Render. We've had a good run on some of the other ones that we've been playing around with. But yeah, so all in all, I think we're still holding the pattern. The range is looking pretty strong, unfortunately. We will see what happens in the next couple of weeks. There's been some interesting global macro moves just away from US dollar. Some interesting analysts coming out and finally really identifying Bitcoin as a hedge option against inflation and some other monetary constraints of dollars and cents and all that good shit. So I think overall we're doing good, but it's definitely pretty low movement. I've switched my trading style up a little bit just because I've gotten so bored that I am doing a little bit more short action plays. So I'm opening up every single 15-minute signal that comes up on my preferred assets, which are Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then I have a few others that I fuck around with. But other than that, man, it's definitely been a little bit boring, which isn't the worst thing. So because of that, I'll jump right into some fun stuff. One of it I wasn't going to tell you guys about, but I figured that I would. We are finally making some improvements to the automated protocol that we've been promising you guys for a long time. We've been beta testing things in the background without y'all knowing for like 3 months or so, and we're finally ready to launch hedging live. So you will see that being integrated into the protocol. What's really cool about this is that it does open up some opportunity for us, obviously, to hedge our Solana account that we have within the automated protocol. But at the same time, we can open up a little bit more diversification using the TVL on Drift, which isn't great still, but does give us some leeway to mess around with some other stuff and start really rolling out that functionality that we had been wanting to have for a while now. So on top of that, we've also begun to integrate the automated liquidity providing. And so now you've seen that we're diversifying the portfolio against Solana, MSOL, and now BSOL, and soon to be GTOSOL. We are now providing automated liquidity against those two. That's just auto-magically done and integrated into a yield-generating deposit on the investment in the protocol. So, quick update on the protocol. Let's do some fun calculations. So, let me just pull this bitch up real quick. I went to go stake my frogs this morning, and I have a lot of frogs, and it has taken me forever to do that. That's like 105 fucking individual transactions, which is fun. So let's talk numbers real quick, and we're just going to super quick cover this, and then we're going to just bullshit around and fuck around today. So I'm using my own personal account that I have used and I've made public on Twitter for a few of the updates on the automated performance. Now, I originally pledged $28,000 into the account, and I pledged 28K into the auto performance or into the auto profile when Solana was at $32. Currently, today, Solana is sitting at $21.41, which is a deduction of around 36%, give or take a little bit. Please don't be too hardcore on my math on that. I'm just ballparking right now. Solana as a base asset is down about 36%, if not more, from the time of open. My personal profile is currently sitting at $31,673, up $3,000, or about 10% from when I originally opened 180 days ago. I currently have 967 Solana, and the overall value is down from when I repledged, like 4.2%. But if you look at it in terms of the Solana value of 28K, let's just do a little bit of live mathing, which Sile loves when I do that. So at pledge, if I would have put in $28,000 strictly in Solana, I would have had 875 Solana. Currently, I have 967 Solana, and I still have $9,300 left for buying dips. So at this point, using my own personal portfolio as a bit of a reference for performance, we've outperformed staking by 200%. We have outperformed the market by 38%, 37%. And we are just fucking away. So all in all, everything has been really performing beautifully. We've been doing, obviously, a bit of testing on some of the additional features that we want rolled out on the protocol. And those are things that we're really looking forward to releasing and getting a bit of diversification, a bit more diversification into the protocol. As it stands right now, it is performing beautifully. It has protected my capital. It has made me money. I have 167 more Solana than I would have had at the start of my contract, and I have $9,299 still left. So, all in all, why the fuck should you give a shit? Well, at this point, we've been really building in silence and building, I think, a little bit quietly, and that's generally our style. And what we've been doing, in truth, from the team perspective, is collecting data. No one cares when you tell them how good something is if there's not verifiable information or data that can support that. And so that's exactly what we've been doing, and what we've known that we've wanted to do is we've wanted over a year of data to support our claims. You don't have to trust my words. Check the blockchain. That's why our protocol is located on the blockchain. It's all verifiable. And so at this point, we're looking to scale. And we're finally in a position where the data speaks for itself. And obviously the longevity of the contract has performed beautifully in the worst market conditions that we've experienced in a long time. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a crypto OG since 2013. This is one of the longest, most grueling bear markets that I've been in. This is my third full cycle going through, and I just got to say, this one definitely feels a little harder and a little longer, and that's okay. We're still pushing a protocol out that has outperformed and is really going to become, I'm hoping, and what we're planning is an institution on Solana, not just for Solana holders, but for projects for treasury management and obviously for their holders. And so it's gotten to be where we knew that there were a couple of problems, and the problems were external. And that is the Solana DeFi space not really being at the level that we need it to be to operate, the portfolio in the manner in which we want to. So we've done a few things sort of quietly up until recently, where I've started talking about it. And we've let people know, via one of the tweets that we just made, that we are going cross-chain. And now, what does that mean? It means that we're opening our protocol up to billions of additional dollars of trading volume and of liquidity on the chains that really support higher frequency and higher margined positions. And that, for us, is Didex over on Ethereum and then PancakeSwap on Binance. Those two, I think, are 100-fold the amount of TVL on the entire Solana ecosystem for daily transaction volume. Now, why should you give a shit? Well, it's still the same protocol that you know and love, now applied to different blockchains, where it still remains transparent and immutable, and at the same time opens up literally billions of dollars of trading volume for us to take advantage of using Thor. And we can really diversify even more at this point, and that's something that I'm really excited about. PancakeSwap did just release spot trading, and so you can have preset orders on PancakeSwap with their spot trading account, and open up some possibilities for us to diversify into actual assets, as well as integration into perpetuals. Now, for all of those who are not active traders, what the fuck are you saying, Andy? What do you mean when you're talking about all of this bullshit? It means the protocol can finally get to the level of operation that we've had as our vision for the last year and a half. We're finally going to be able to have a set it and forget it investment model that allows people to, I would say, outperform the market. We don't claim profitability. We're not here to tell you your bags are going to the moon. But what I can confidently and legally tell you is that our protocol has outperformed hodling. It's outperformed staking. and it's outperformed, generally speaking, a majority of the DeFi protocols that we're personally aware of. And when I say most of them, I mean all of them that we're aware of, we've outperformed. So what the fuck does this mean for me? Well, it gives you that set it and forget it investment protocol that automates DeFi, automates liquidity providing, automates trading, automates hedging, automates diversification, everything. Everything that makes crypto what it is, we have a plug and play solution for people who don't understand that aspect of it, don't have the time for that, or don't want to do it. I will tell you, I am the first person to tell you, I don't like trading. I don't like it. I do it. I use Thor, but it's not something that I personally really, enjoy spending my time on. Why? Because I've got a bunch of other stuff for business development, networking, and other things that really eat up a ton of my time. When I didn't have cyber frogs, I absolutely loved trading. Now that that is my priority, trading has taken the backseat. I personally use this account in our protocol for a majority of my funds, and I will continue to do so. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to releasing. And then really it's the same stance that we'll have moving forward, where don't believe us, don't believe a fucking word we say, let the data speak for itself. And what we'll do is we'll continue to have an analysis against the current performance of the protocol and the integration of these new aspects as a way to sort of relatively speak to the strength of the improvements we've made. So that's a lot of mumbo jumbo. That's a lot of not frogs fucking. That's a lot of the protocol fucking. And that's exactly where we're going. Some more fun updates real quick before I shut the hell up is y'all know that we've really been, experiencing a bit of stigma when it comes to operating a protocol as an NFT. And that's something that's shared pretty widely across the board outside of Solana, especially. And what we've done is that we've told you guys that we have tap coming. Now, I've heard this time and time again when we get new users, when we get new communities that either hear about us. I see some bases down there. Love you guys. I just had a fucking awesome call with Dak. And absolutely, it's fucking hilarious. I hadn't talked to Dak ever. And we get on the phone. We're on the phone for an hour. And turns out we know a ton of people IRL, to like mutual friends. So that was fortuitous. That was absolutely fucking crazy. But I forgot where I was going with that. Undervalued. I got ADD as hell, man.
No, I think you're about to go into some other updates. I didn't know you're going to be dropping just, oh yeah, by the way, here's a bunch of alpha that we're doing on the contract on the back end. I thought we weren't releasing that for a couple more weeks, but it's all good. Just casually drop it in the Friday morning spaces.
Hey man, that's what these are for, bro. And then I delete them when I drop too much alpha so they don't get around as much. And then it's just speculation. You know what I mean? Did he really say it? I don't know. But there was more updates. What the fuck was I going to talk about, man? I can't remember. Anyways, there's a ton of updates coming to the protocol.
I didn't know you started talking about I don't know if you were talking about potential auto Thor partners or where you're going with that, but
I didn't, but I can. We're rolling out. So now I've told you about the protocol. I've told you what we've been doing, collecting data. Now we can, with authority, speak to the efficacy of the trading protocol, right? And now what we're doing is we're really going to position ourselves. I remember what I was talking about. Tap. We're doing two things. We get a couple of new community members that come in and they say, hey guys, this is really convoluted. I'm here for trading. I know that frogs fuck, but I really want to get focused on the trading components. And we've said, hey, we totally understand. The NFT aspect of this is a bit complicating, and let's make some changes. The changes that we've made is that we've commissioned the full design of a new website, and we finally have the wireframing done for that. And the goal is that at the end of the year, there's an entirely trading-focused auto Thor and manual Thor website that strictly is trading related. What we can do now is we can really appeal to people outside of this NFT sort of bubble, we can get in front of Web 2 clients where we're actually portraying that we have over 10,000 stocks available for Thor with an average 70% hit rate on trading signals, which we've been tracking for quite a while now, and reduce that friction that we have for new members coming in. Frogs as a community, we're still going to continue to do all of the fun stuff that we do. You guys saw that we just did a fuck you bot. And that doesn't stop. But what this gives us is a platform to be very specific on our target audience, which is traders and people looking for DeFi protocols. And that's something I'm really excited personally about, because it opens up a wealth of opportunity for us, not only on Solana, but outside, externally, even from Web3. Stock trading services and signals and all of these things, they exist. When it comes down to competition, we understand that it's out there. What we can say is that we've done a competitive market analysis and that we know where our services land in terms of hit rate and also the cost for use. People are charging anywhere from $50 to $100 to $200,000 for trading bots and trading algorithms sometimes. And this has always been one of our key pillars within the frog community is, by the people for the people. We want to make affordable services that seem too good to be true until you try them. And so there's a whole model that we've built out. One, to attract new users. Two, to attract, external Web 2 entities and even institutional investors that we're in communication with. And what's really great is that we've built a system where it all still correlates to owning NFTs and using Kira, and that they don't know that they don't know that they're buying an NFT, and that we can facilitate that on the back end. When you really boil it down, we get to using the fundamentals of what an NFT really originally, partially at least, was the design. A non-fungible token for either access or gated content or, really specific use cases. And so cyberfrogs now become that. More than a community, which we already have and we love. We become a non-fungible token for trading services, and we can build on top of what we already have, which is a fantastic community of over 3,000 holders. And we can begin to roll out use cases for Kira for people interacting with our services without them even knowing it. My game for the last year has been reducing friction. Where are the points of friction that we've experienced as a project? What's the difficulty that people experience as a new holder? And literally just the other day, we spoke to a new community member, and they said, hey, look, this is all of the things that I love about you guys. This is the things I think you could improve. And we said, hey, here's our response to that. Look through this, see what you think. Because at a certain point in time, we've been looking at this as an ecosystem, as a team for over, 2 years at this point. And fresh eyes coming in has really given us an opportunity to make sure that we're pinpointing those pain points and that we can nip them in the bud. And Tap website is our first reaction, is our first level of response to that. Let's take out everything that you're not here for. If you're here centric or specific to trading, let's make you a curated homepage, a curated dashboard. Let's give you everything that you want with, a very clean user experience. Y'all know that we build beautiful back-end code. Y'all also know that at points, our user experience hasn't been what it's needed to be for adoption. I can tell you with confidence that the Tap website will alleviate a lot of that learning curve coming into our ecosystem and give people the educational content and the information right at hand to be able to use the services effectively. So I'm really fucking stoked for that. It's not us as an NFT anymore. We're the sole, and I don't want to say this because it's not really our mentality as a community, but y'all know a lot of the utility of NFTs is, number go up. And of course, there's a ton of exceptions to that. And 100% community is a utility. And we can retain that level from within our own environment right now and expand. And that's really been what we've been working towards for a long time now. So that was a really long ass ramble And I don't know why I felt like being so informational today, but I did, because I want people to know.
No, man, that's good. You got to get in the weeds sometime and break down how stuff works.
I feel like I definitely say things too soon, but I also want people to be excited and have the community know that we hear the responses that we get to, to the friction and to things that we're actively improving. So, yeah, man. So what does this mean now? Well, we've taken a really interesting approach moving forward. We are opening up our freshman class for TAP partnerships, and we are rolling it out to a maximum of 25 communities. That is the only time we will do this at the level that we're doing in terms of the agreement, the partnership. And this is an opportunity for us to do a few things. We provide a service which now we've proven, like I've said, over 180 days, if not more, 9 months at this point, whatever it is, to outperform the market. And we're going to partner very intentionally with the communities that we want to support and we want to provide this service for. There are 2 of them in the audience that I see right now, 3, if not more. And we're capping it at 25 projects, where we're going to give them the opportunity to use Thor, 1, for their own treasury management for whatever amount they'd like to pledge to it. We will be giving them a discount as a freshman class incentive. And at the same point in time, we're rolling it out to their users too. And this is an opportunity for people who aren't happy with just staking, who don't have the wherewithal to do their own trading, or simply want to diversify their own investment strategy into DeFi protocols that have been proven to be effective at this point. So we have a few projects. I think my mechanics might be coming in a second. Maybe they'll say hi. We have a couple of people that we're really excited about this partnership coming out with. And I don't know if I should drop them or not.
We can leave it a surprise. So what I will say is we are going to have a big Twitter Spaces on the 25th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time where we're going to be announcing a lot of them. But we'll have a post maybe a week before or so where we announce a lot of them. But we got a lot of awesome projects. Like Andy said, there's a couple of people out in the crowd that are affiliated with them. But yeah, it's going to be some projects you guys are familiar with for sure. So looking forward to that Spaces. It's going to be a banger for sure.
And I am looking forward to rolling this MFR out and having everyone who slept on the protocol be like, what the absolute fuck is happening? And we're like, yo, bitches, we told you. We told you for a year now. Here you go. So, man, I think all in all, things are really optimistic for us, even outside of the Web3, confines. And at this point, my whole vision and my whole goal of the last 3 months specifically has been scaling. And the reason and the way that we're doing that is obviously you've seen some of it. The integration of stocks into Thor. Hold on one second. Am I anyway? Okay. So we live in a bus now, guys. And so my girlfriend's here and off work today. So we're definitely bouncing around each other. So sorry if I have to take a break. Anyways. Yeah, man, at this point, it's something that I'm really proud to bring to market, I think, in full effect, and is giving us the opportunity to, 1, make these collaborative partnerships with projects. And it's not just a fucking bullshit whitelist collaboration. It's not really where we're going with this. This is an actual, hand-in-hand sort of relationship that we're taking on with these people and curating an investment strategy for them. And Undervalued, I'm going to let you take it for 1 second while I talk to my mechanics.
Oh, man, put me on the spot. One thing I will say is, we are getting a little technical on this space. So as always, guys, we want to invite you to come up here and ask questions in regards to the protocol, in regards to frogs, in regards to whatever updates you guys are curious about. I know I did want to touch with Andy on the Bitcoin auto contract that we're going to have coming up here. I know that's still in the works. That's going to take some time as we're building on a different chain than Solana. But there's so many things going on the back end. I think on our last team meeting, Andy laid out like 39 different individual tasks that we're working on right now. So there's a lot of things going down in the background. But we got Web Slinger up here. What's up, buddy?
Yo. Peace and greetings to everyone. Shout out to the frogs and the team, everyone here. Yeah, I have a quick question. Sorry for a little while to work. But is part of like the end goal vision with use case with the website with Tap, is the plan to have like holders use the Tap website as well? Like, will there be a transition from like the Thor using to say
Fucking robot.
I think I got most of it. I think what he's asking is Thor transitioning from the Frogs website completely over to Tap for Frog holders as well? Or is that more for mainstream adoption, like when we get Web 2 investors involved in other protocols? But go ahead and clarify if I'm wrong on it.
So if that's
exactly what I'm at.
Yeah, Slinger, bro, your Wi-Fi is not working, man. Very good.
It's worse than Andy's Starlink.
It is worse than fucking Elon rugging me every 5 minutes, man. So we will not be shutting down the CyberFrogs website, and all utility will remain natively live on the CyberFrogs website. We want people to feel at home that come from within the community. It's the same mentality that we've always had. Frogs fuck. This is what we do. But we will take specifically Thor manual signals and the automated protocol, and it will essentially live on its own website. So we will not be shutting down the CyberFrog site. It's just a rebrand of those very specific utilities, which gives us that platform to expand.
Solid. And then whenever we move to other base assets that we're adding to the contract, is that going to affect how we deposit funds into there? Like right now we have to deposit some Solana and some USDC. Is that going to be the same for the other base assets, or how will that work?
So that's been something that we've been looking at solutions for a while now. And the responsibility really falls on us to find a suitable solution, though some of them inherently have risk on our end. And that risk comes from, just some of the trading perimeters that we have to really abide by. So when I say that, 1 second. Oop. Hold on. Mute. Okay. So we want people to be able to just pledge USDC. That is the most frictionless way to go about investing in the protocol. You don't want to have to match the protocol at the current state that it's in. You don't want to have to make sure that you have all of these assets, especially as we begin having other things like Bitcoin, Ethereum. You don't want to have all of those, either minute or large amounts in your wallet already. So we are looking at solutions on our end to make it completely seamless with just USDC integration, though we haven't found the perfect solution for it yet. And until we do, it will be a match state. One of the things that we're currently working through right now is if we're in a state where there's perpetuals involved, the math becomes fairly complicated. And that's one of the things that we're looking to find solutions for right now before we really release some of the next steps of, like, I would say Auto Thor 1.2, basically. So the goal is to have it just be USDC, though we will let you know when the solutions present themselves or we figure it out.
Hell yeah, dude. That definitely answers my question. So is the contract ever going to blend different types of asset classes for the main contract outside of crypto? Is it got to do Forex and stocks integrated into that, or will that ever be a separate contract?
Did you get an emoji back?
No, I'm just getting very rude sound effects.
There's a reason I don't use this fucking soundboard. That was my bad. So I'm not going to say yes, and I don't want to say no right now, but how do I say this without sounding like a douche? Y'all know that we always have a plan in place And y'all know that you start seeing little tidbits of things coming out when we're beta testing things. And let's just say that there's a reason that we're beta testing some of the stock option stuff right now. I'll also break into some very funny advancements just with the macro crypto market. We know that Circle operates USDC, right? That's great. Depegged once, easiest 15% I ever made. That was awesome. At the same time, they are currently creating the euro-backed coin. The direction that we've always really seen Web3 going is a place for people to 24/7 and frictionlessly do these Forex trades, be trading intra-currency, and also providing tokenized stock options, which are also under works right now from a few people. When those come to market, they'll be backed by people with the liquidity to really bring them to life effectively. And we have a service that will take advantage of that perfectly. Now, we've always explored what the potential options were for us to really, I think, circumvent the need to rely on other people. And there are ways for us to tokenize stocks. There are ways for us to add that as an element within our protocol. Now, again, we're not going to give you confirmation or deny anything, but I can say that we're currently exploring ways to do that. We'll see what happens. But at the same time, we know that there are people, really actively pushing for that as well. When Eurocoin comes to market and there's volume and that there's the ability for us to be trading USDC against Eurocoin, you bet your sweet ass we are going to integrate that into the protocol. And give people a way to diversify into Forex trading. Now, stocks is a different story. There are solutions that we know about internally that we've considered, but I'm more, I think, optimistic waiting for some of the bigger players to come to market with some larger scale exchanges or tokenized ways to trade stocks. And when that happens, well, we've got a beautiful little thing called Thor, and we will plug it in. So, at some point in time, yes, 100%. From a timeline, I can't tell you when, just because some of it's really outside of our control. Our main focus right now is diversification within crypto assets, and also really looking forward to on-chain Forex trading being something that we can integrate. There are services that are currently live right now. PancakeSwap does have on-chain Forex trading, though the volume is really dog shit. And so, we are under the assumption, and I think that it's safe to say, the market as a whole, this is something that just randomly came into my mind. You have to imagine that at a certain point in time, there will be tokenized currencies across the board from, all major players in the game. USDC has really been, I think, the spearhead on that front, and Eurocoin following will, I think, be another beneficial asset to that. Now, again, you have to imagine that we are not going to stop there. The goal for crypto has always been permissionless, decentralized trading, and people want to trade intracurrency. So, yes, to answer your question in the long-winded version, that's what you got. The short-winded version is yes, 100%.
Hell yeah, dude. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to really answer it. And then you answer it.
I know. Just ADD, bro. Really, it's a really hardcore ADD day.
Let's go. All right, so we got about 14 minutes left for the show. So what do you want to do, Andy? You want to use this to have some people come up here and ask some more questions, or how do you want to take the last bit of the show here?
Yeah, man. If people have questions, then come on up. Let's talk about it. We would love to dive into anything that people want to know more about. And I can just use a couple minutes while people are coming up, if they want to just say, sincerely how optimistic and excited I am. A lot of what we've been doing takes time, and it's been a long time coming for us to make some of these advancements. Not only just the TAP website, but some of the, the additional elements of the trading protocol. These take a ton of time. And what you guys hear me talking about usually is after we've already been working on something for a few weeks, if not longer. I mean, when it gets ready for me to say, hey, this shit's almost live, that's after months of work. So you're seeing a lot of our hard work and efforts really culminate into delivery, and I'm excited to show you that shit pretty soon. So we got the bad thing up here. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Good. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. It sounds like you're in a wind tunnel, but we got you.
Kinda, yeah. No, hey, frogs fuck, and I just wanted to see if I could best articulate this. But you're talking about the frictionless efforts on, improvements on the UI, and I was curious. I'm watching Mode go through on Trader Tuesdays and teaching people how to set here, really just going through the trading process. I'm not good at it. I'm novice. I throw all my stuff on Thor. But I was curious if there's ever a thought to, I don't know, being able to just push a button to go with what Thor is predicting. Is there a way to connect that, if that makes sense?
So, yes. The short answer is yes. Y'all may have noticed that we've done a very basic Telegram bot that gives you signals direct to your phone, and that will tell you when and where Thor recommends taking the trade. Now, taking it one step further, one of the things that we're currently exploring that I brought up with Sile just the other day, so it hadn't even been that long, is wouldn't it be really fucking cool if when Telegram gives you a notification, you can say, take this trade. And you'll go in and you'll input your own trading portfolio or profile or risk tolerances into a predefined, profile. And you can say, take this trade. And Thor will automate it for you. And it's all conducted right on your phone, where you could be out drinking with your buddies, out fishing, out doing whatever the hell it is you want to do. And you know what your risk to reward is. You know what assets you want to trade, and you click a button. And that's one of our future goals. There's no timeline on that. But again, reducing friction means getting those notifications and being able to execute them at the click of a button. And so that's something that I'd love to integrate. I also have a conversation with Bonk, who released their Bonk bot, and we'll see if there's some integration options over there. But y'all know how we roll. We'd rather build it on our own. Though we really like the guys and we want to, obviously make friends in the space, we trust our own code. That's the way I want to put that. So, but yeah, man, that's something that I personally, here's my fucking thing. If I want it myself, I know that other people will want it too. And I'm sitting here on phone calls, on spaces, all of those things. And I get these notifications and I say, shit, I want to take that trade. I'll either tell people, hold up, I got to take this trade. Or soon, hey, I'm just going to click this fucking button. So yes, we're working through how that's going to look. There's definitely more pressing things on our agenda right now, but it is 100% something that we will do in the future.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, bro. I know any questions that we have usually are asking either Sile or somebody else to do all the work for us. But that's why I say frogs fuck. You guys are amazing. I love the team, love the community. That's all I got. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, brother. Dude, when frogs are family, it's easy to spend all of our time building stuff for y'all and working. We personally get a ton of reward out of just building cool shit, and having a community that supports us along the way is literally the foundation that we need, and we wouldn't be here without y'all. And if we don't build shit that people want to use, then we wouldn't be, who we are. So everyone, if you're in Discord, drop a little exclamation point Sile. Y'all never hear from him, but I literally have to argue with him to take time off. So you have no idea how much time, blood, sweat, and tears, and just personal difficulties that Sile goes through to bring us this level of development. There is no dev on the blockchain that works harder than him, and we are all extremely grateful and lucky to have him. He also puts up with me, and so that's saying quite a lot as well, because I'll give him like 20 things to do, and then I'll be like, hey, I'm not going to bother you for a little bit. And then I'll be in his DMs later that day with, hey, dude, I got this idea. What do you think? So Yeah, man. I mean, our goal is to build cool things that people want to use. Obviously, relying on the historic wins of Thor and making this something that you want to use day to day. And that's the goal. So I'm really looking forward to breaking out of just the NFT space. First target is going to be targeting other trading blockchains and other trading communities. Because at the end of the day, what do you want as a trader? You want profitable trades and you want easy execution. And those are all things that we're looking to answer right now and go from there. What up, Annie?
Hey, Andy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I caught the beginning of the space and I had a call. I had to jump off. So I'm not sure if I missed this already, but I literally wanted to come on. First of all, just to say frogs fuck. And then I wanted to say when alpha, Andy.
You missed it. That was the part that you
God
missed.
damn it! No!
I yelled at him and everything. It was great.
No!
He wasn't supposed to drop it.
Dude, you missed like 30 minutes of me rambling alpha.
Okay, go again. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, redo round two. Yeah, the alpha is frogs fuck, and Thor Auto is about to get some crazy improvements.
All right, sick. I see this is recorded, so I guess I'll listen to it after.
Just be forewarned, it's a solid 20 minutes of me rambling. So there's that.
So nothing new, basically.
Nothing new. I love it when I ramble and then I'll apologize and people are like, dude, we're so happy to see a founder excited about what they're building. And so I'm just going to fucking lean into it. I will ramble all the damn time. But yeah, definitely listen to the recording. We dropped a ton of improvements that we have coming out for Auto Thor. And then also we just dropped a little bit of tidbit about ways that we're going to improve some of the Telegram integration and trading automation directly on your phone. And we talked a lot about reducing friction, and I subtly didn't name drop you, but definitely said we talked to a recent, new addition to our fam, and that they had some great points about how we could improve. And I showed them this little website that we had coming up, and we have a phone call about talk about it too. So,
whoa! Hold on.
Alpha.
That is alpha.
That is alpha.
It's news to me.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we're looking forward to showing people the Tap website and going from there. So, dude, I have to segue because I haven't talked to this guy in so long, and I miss him very much. Neanderthal has blessed us with his fucking presence today. How are you doing, bro? I miss you. How are you?
What's good? What's up, everyone? I hope you all are doing amazing. Yeah, man, I came up with ideas that I wanted to pitch to you because I feel like sometimes I try to slide in your DMs, but I honestly feel like you get DM'd a fuckload. So I'm like, you know what, dude? I know when I talk to this guy, we can talk for a minute and it'll make sense. So I figured I'd come up. So that's why I was like, all right, fuck it. I like randomly woke up. I was like, shit, I hope this space is still going on. And then sure enough, I was like, all right.
It's the perfect time. Dude. It's the perfect
Honestly,
time.
Dude. Yeah.
My DMs are a dumpster fire lately, so
I know. Listen, bro, I can only imagine, which is good, honestly. I mean, good and bad, right? Like having people actually want to work with you is much better than having no one wanting to work with you. So
100%.
That's always good.
It's a good problem to have for sure. But dude, it's Discord DMs, then Twitter DMs, and now fucking Telegram DMs. And sometimes someone will tell me, "Hey, I hit you up," and I'll be like, "On what platform?" I have no idea. I'm sorry. But,
right. Yeah, dude. Did you come to the space? You could have talked to me directly. Are you fucking alpha? Like, yeah. So that's how I came up, bro. I swear to God. I was like, all right, I'm just going to fucking spill the idea that I have on this motherfucker live on Spaces. So,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I started, you know this, but maybe other individuals may not. Like, I'm a fan of exploring other projects quite a lot. Like, I like fuck the blockchains. Like, I just want to see what people are building. So then I started looking into like, I guess one in particular, which was, well, you know this, but I quite like Doodles or whatever. And they have this thing called incubation where they allow members to get access to liquidity that they have for the members to be able to use. So then I pitched that I pitched Thor to the incubation council or whatever. I was like, hey man, so why don't we have this liquidity that's sitting here make money, and why don't we use it with Web3? So I've been looking at a lot of these other projects. Like, I'll give you another example, ApeCoin. Like, if you go through what they're trying to do, I think they want to move ApeCoin to Polygon in an attempt to lower fees. But that doesn't do fuck all. And people are dumping ApeCoin, bro. Like, they're dumping that shit to fire. So now when you have these DAOs that are trying to figure out how liquidity moves, I feel like, bro, that's the perfect fucking people to pitch this shit to. Like, hey, you don't need to freak the fuck out. Let's like leverage the technology that we have in Web3 for you guys to stop full burning through your liquidity. Like, let's just try to get you out of a bad position. And so I've been thinking like ways of maybe onboarding possibly actual DAOs, not like, hey, me and my friend made a Discord and now it's a DAO, but I'm talking like DAOs with liquidity. And I think that might be something to look forward to. And I have ideas for it that I'll pitch you hopefully once I like can put them together. But I swear to God, I just woke up to brain dump this on you. So you're welcome. And thank you for having me.
Well, good morning, first off. Thank you for thinking about us when you wake up. That's weird and appreciated. Thank you, sir. But yeah, man, so that's actually part of what we were talking about earlier is sort of our method of attracting new holders and providing this out as a service. You know, one of the things that I had said is that we're really targeting friends on Solana right now. We obviously want to build up our support network and some of the success stories that we have. The data really speaks for itself, and then I think that level of trust will come as we have increased level of adoption from partner projects on Solana, Ethereum, and then obviously some of the DAOs too. You know, the way that we're really trying to position this is a DAO treasury management solution. And so it's a perfect opportunity for people who, you know, let's be real here. Not everyone knows how to trade. You don't really know how to manage large amounts of capital at time. That's a very common problem that we see all the time, and we have a solution for that. And so our goal and our trajectory is really partnering, like I said, with our friends first. We have our first freshman class of NFT projects and then sub DAOs that will be part of that freshman Thor class and TAP class, excuse me. And from there, our goal is to get into bigger, broader markets where people do have higher levels of liquidity, and that, you know, we can provide a solution even for people from mathematical trading precision for any coin that they want. You know, there's some fun conversations around some, you know, I can't really say it yet, but these are solutions that we are actively looking to scale and to get into front of those markets. So it's a great idea. We would love to have those intros when you got that list built, man, and we can provide people obviously the data and the math to where it's inarguable. So that's a great idea, man. We would love to take it cross chain, as we're also taking the protocol cross chain. And we want that to be a solution available to all, man.
Yeah, and then I did want to, I guess, mention. I feel like everyone probably knows this, but for those that may not, because I recall seeing a post about it, and it kind of put me like, I don't know, it baffled me because this guy was repping frogs hard, and I was like, dude, you know we're going Web 2, and the guy's like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's the whole. There's a whole idea of this being real, so that you can get access to real individuals or companies in a sense to get access to it. And I think we had talked about this months ago, and I feel like that idea was really what like excited me. I remember we were in the Discord, and a lot of people weren't too happy at the time, because they felt like there was an abandonment of Web3. Like, well, we were a Web3 community, and we should kind of keep it here. And I think I was one of the few proponents. I was like, dude, fuck these flippers. I fucking hate Web3. Like, fuck everyone in Web3, dude. We need to go Web fucking 2. And the only reason I bring it up is I think more as a reminder of for some folks, like in the grand scheme of things, the goal isn't to like be a maxi of anything in particular beside like the groups. Because if there's anything that I've come to learn is that regardless of the chain, amazing projects will shine, and managing your level of what success is. Like, we don't have to flip anyone to be successful. And I think if more people came to that like realization, I think they'd enjoy shit a little bit more. And I'm only saying that because as of late, I've been looking at a lot of like just folks down bad, and they like for no fucking reason, and it always baffles me. It's like, hey, stop comparing everything to what, like, just figure out what success means to you. And understand it doesn't mean we have to flip anyone.
Right.
I mean, I feel like the project is very much successful. It does exactly what it set out to be, and this can be sustained for years to come. I don't see where tomorrow, next year, or the year after trading's gonna stop. Like, it didn't stop before. It's not gonna stop tomorrow.
Right.
So like, just for those individuals that may be like thinking, like, oh, well, why haven't we flipped this? And I think if you reposition that frame of mind and ask yourself, like, is this successful? And what would success mean to me for the project? You might find yourself in a better position to not only help yourself, but to help the community lift itself up. And then maybe it flips and maybe it doesn't. But at the very least, now you have a better way of approaching the project. And I don't mean to be preaching, bro, but I'm telling you, I've looked at it through all the spaces, through different communities. It's like a bunch of people trying to extract liquidity, and their ideas of success is always like, we gotta flip Bored Ape. It's like, why, dude? Who gives a fuck? Like, let them do whatever. Like, they're a different project and a different thing, and maybe they're not even as successful as Frogs, because they're not fulfilling what they want to do. But we don't have to ever reach whatever they do, and we don't even have to attain the same level of popularity as them. Like, for all we know, we go on our own lane, and then in the near future, things change naturally, right? Like, not everyone knows who BlackRock is, but I can tell you the people that do know exactly who the fuck they are. Like, they're not Disney, but they sure the fuck hold a lot of liquidity. Let me tell you that. They don't have IP, right? Like, they don't have IP, but guess what? They're still BlackRock. Like, they still fucking move mountains. Yeah. So that's it, man. My little soapbox for the day. And I'm also just waking up, so my apologies for jumping up here with that as well. But I figured I'd mention it.
Bro, I always love your takes, man. And one of the things that I don't know if people know is, Nee was actually one of the dudes who really, started opening my eyes up about interoperability and just like what the limitations for having a chain agnostic and really centric focus on a single chain can do as a deterrent. And so, to answer your sort of question statement, man, was like, Web 2 is not a scary word for us. Web 3 provides us the technological basis for us to operate our protocol at the scale and method in which we can, which, to remind everybody, these investment protocols, even just a hedge fund management, those aren't tools that are in the hands of every man. There's a very hardcore vetting process and accreditation requirements that you need to meet in order to interact with those. If you're not making, I forget what the exact standards are, but it's something like, I think $200,000 a year and then $1 million in the bank or something like that. I forget what the accreditation levels are, But you have to do that. You have to KYC, you have to do all of these things which really act as a limitation for people. We all know that it takes money to make money. And that what we're really bullish on the Web3 integration being is that we've circumvented a lot of those requirements legally for us to be able to offer these services to anyone. We don't care if you put $100 in the protocol or $1 million. We don't give a shit. It still is given the same level of performance, the same level of trading efficacy, and the same level of outperformance for any amount of capital. There is no distinction based off of your net worth. That is the Web3 element that we've brought to the table. The expansion to Web 2 and integration of stocks. And what he touched on too is also one of our real core goals. We want this to be a Web3 solution for people who are currently operating in Web3. That's why it's been really crypto-centric. We want treasuries to be managed from people to do what they do best, which is operate their project. We'll worry about your bags. We'll let Thor do its thing so you don't get fucked over and you don't get rugged. I bring it up constantly. Savannah, they were good friends of mine. They were good people, and they bag held Solana down from $200, and they wrecked. They got fucking wrecked. So we can provide that as a solution for them. And as we integrate additional components such as stocks and Forex trading, that is an opportunity for us to go and partner or really pitch ourselves as a diversification component to other hedge funds, to other prop firms, to people where we can show them data of our performance. And we can say, we don't give a shit how much money you put in. We will outperform any of your crypto investments. And generally speaking, that's a very attractive, conversation for them. So we are Web 2.5, and we are proud to be Web 2.5. We're really working towards that intentionally because we know where the liquidity is on chain. We know where people are placing their money. We know how much money is the entire market cap for crypto. Now, times that by 1,000 and talk globally. And for us to be a success, which we already are, I just want to reiterate what Nee said. Our floor price is great, but guys, we're an NFT that has a protocol. And for our NFT to be successful, our protocol needs to be successful. And that's really where the business development, energy has gotten placed. That's where the development energy has really been placed over the last year, especially. And that's really our key to success is if we make the protocol successful, which we have, if we continue to add elements on it that people can't really replicate or don't have the wherewithal to do, if we continue to make it what we want, every component of what we've really been building, is a success story. Cyberfrogs are a part of TAP expansion. Kira is a part of TAP expansion. But at the core and fundamental basis of it all, TAP, TAP needs to be that thing that we're expanding. Nee, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, and then real quick, another point I wanted to touch on. Like, I know Cyberfrogs, like, bro, we've been together for quite some time. So I've seen the development, the change, in fact, the change in team and the mindset, even the holder mindset, it's kind of shifted. I would like to just add, like, the opportunity for things to shift. Like, if this particular protocol, like, this isn't the reason you joined, maybe you joined for something else initially, like, that opportunity can lend itself in the near future. I recall individuals thinking IP used to be a thing. If you remember, IP used to be the biggest buzzword, and unfortunately, I think a lot of us didn't even have a general understanding of what that even meant. And there was a massive shift in the project to then go into this trading protocol. And for those individuals that may be like, damn, maybe that's not what I really wanted, I just want to like mention outright, like, the opportunity to build out after something's successful is still there. It's kind of like Tesla does amazing shit for Tesla, and then they have the boring company for the other shit. Like, I feel like if there's any project that'd be able to manage that shift, it would be this one, just because we have the influx of liquidity constant versus trying to extract constantly from holders, which is what I'm seeing in other projects. And the only reason I even mention it is just because I feel like once things get rolling, I can genuinely feel like there's an excitement to being able to do cool shit outside of the norm where, who gives a fuck? Like, hey, you guys want so our own thing, like whatever that may be, of hats or um hats that have frog fuck in a bottle opener, like we'll make some bullshit up as together, like, and then we'll pay it with Kira. Like at that point, the token has a real value to the extent that you can make something on the offset that doesn't necessarily negatively reflect the utility and the usability of cyber frogs. And that position may not seem relevant now, but I can assure you, like, if you go through the ecosystem, the greater ecosystem of NFTs, which is, like, as I mentioned earlier, is what I love to do. Most tokens don't mean a whole lot, and most utility that projects are doing are not necessarily an add value to the holder. They just are. They're just random utility made up, and this is one of the few projects that does have something that can potentially add value not only to you but to the people around you. And that's how I've been pitching CyberFox just to normal individuals, like the everyday folk. Like, hey, does this thing look cool to you with stocks and stuff? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right. They're like, how the fuck do I buy into it? And how does it work? And I'm sitting here like, well, they got to work on that. But I promise you, it's not all a scam.
It's not always perfect in round one. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the reality, and that's how you know you're early. And it just sounds so lame to say it that way, but this is what early looks like. It's like, oh shit, here it is. Like we got something here, and I really want to applaud you, Andy, for always coming up and having these things. I don't think many people may realize it, but this shit isn't the norm for a lot of projects, and a lot of projects have gone away from this. So just really, really good, amazing job from you and Sal and the rest of the team for pivoting from what initially was a bad thing to, I would say, a very much a successful protocol. Because there is no denying that people are making bags from the protocol. We see that very much. It may not 100 times, but the fact is there is a net positive to people, and you all have done that through a lot of work. So just wanted to commend you, and that's it. No more soapbox. I'll shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Thank
dude,
you for having me, bro.
That's what we love. And so for those of you who don't know, Knee's been with us damn near since the beginning of the D-Rug. He's seen almost every iteration of Cyber Frogs when, and he's brought up a lot of really good points, and he condensed my method of thinking really well because, he's pinpointed a lot of how we felt as a team and what we've known we've needed to do from a business development perspective, and also from a bit of separation. When we talk about TAP and Cyber Frogs, he just nailed it on the head exactly what our intentions are. We can go back to doing the cool random shit that we're really known for doing via Cyber Frogs without there being a negative detractor against TAP. I can go out and say frogs fuck 20 times, and that's not taken, from a perception standpoint about, TAP as a whole or anything like that. Obviously I'll need to put on the business cap whenever I'm speaking under TAP, but y'all know me for who I am at this point, and that's something that we didn't want to get away from. We want to be our authentic selves, and we can continue to do that under Cyber Frogs, and we'll still do it under TAP. It just might be a little bit more professional. And so that's really the key here. TAP is the flagship. TAP is what we're scaling. TAP is, an intrinsically valuable tool for people using it from an automated perspective. And y'all all see, in chat that there are people, very effectively using Thor manual trading signals. Some of them are in here. I don't know if Mr. Stop Loss is in here today. But look, talk to Dregs. Dregs is down in the audience. Sorry to put you on blast, bro. Look at both of them. Mr. Stop Loss and Dregs are both in here. Vish is in here. Charge is in here. Poison. Xander. These are all really effective traders who know what they're doing on their own and have found value in using Thor for whatever reason that it is. Maybe it saves them time. Maybe it takes out TA. All of these things are really firsthand experiences that we've come to really appreciate having, be voices within our community. they've chosen to use what we've provided for trading services and also hang out and say frogs fuck all the time. And we love that. So Tap does become what we scale. The services are intrinsically valuable as a newbie or even advanced trader, and frogs will never stop doing cool shit. We're in a really hardcore push right now to make the protocol stand on its own. And once that happens, for us, it becomes maintenance. We've tested these strategies. We know how they work. We understand. We know how fucking well Thor works. There doesn't need to be any modifications on that front. And so from, the protocol aspect, once that's really off and living on its own, well, what do you think we're going to do? Do you think we're going to sit around and put our thumbs up our butt and, pat ourselves on the back for how fucking cool we are? No, that's just not our style. We go back to doing what it is that's gotten us to where we are, and that's innovation and really pushing the boundaries on cool things without it either, without there being a reflective relationship on tap. We can go try new things. We can make, as funny as this is, and I really want to do this, make cyber frog condoms because frogs fuck. And then no one's looking at there like, why, what the fuck is this trading protocol doing this for, So it's
We're
really,
getting condoms before the board game, bro. Really?
dude,
Come on, dude.
bro. I forgot which video it was. I think Black Sheep made it a long time ago when we were talking about like ledgers, and he was like, frogs fuck, but safely. He started pitching ledgers. So anyways, I want this is a really good opportunity for people to understand, because y'all are really literally here from the day to day of us, figuring out some of what this looks like and means from the relationship of the NFT, Web3, Web2 space, and that's very new territory. And if y'all know us, we do pave our own way. We don't really go. We set trends. We don't follow them. And this is something that I think will be the next step that people really see, come to life as a success story, is a fucking random rugged NFT, made a protocol, made the protocol its own thing, had that be the backbone of where the rest of innovation and exploration really comes from. And so these are things that I recognized, maybe about a year ago, and that we've been actively working towards, because we want the leeway to be able to build new, cool, innovative shit. And we also want that level of verifiable reputability from the tap perspective as well. So, yeah, you guys, if you've never built a business before, if you've never tried to scale something up, y'all are getting firsthand experience on what it looks like because y'all are actively involved in this with us. And I do hope it's enlightening. It's not easy. It's a day-to-day struggle sometimes, and I really am confident that as Web 2.5 comes into existence with our Tap website, with our Tap brand, with our Tap IP is fucking, trendy word as that still is. I don't even know if it is. That's really how I've been conceptually thinking about these things and getting our services out there, integrating the NFT into the protocol, integrating Kira into the protocol, reducing barriers and expanding. So that was a really good depiction of what it is that we want to accomplish, and a recognition of some of the problems that we already know that the NFT space and crypto space as a whole faces, and ways that we're going about answering it. So yeah, there's no guidelines to any of this shit. I've started multiple businesses in my life. I've had many successes and I've had many failures. And this has been the hardest, most difficult entrepreneurial endeavor that I have ever taken on. There is absolutely no guideline on how to do this, and we have had to cut our own path. And I'll say, as a top 30 collection or whatever we are right now, that level of success already speaks for itself. And I am so proud to have led this charge, and literally couldn't do it without y'all's support and the team behind us. So, yeah, that's quite a bit of information, and I feel like this has been like a bit of an emotional frogs fuck Fridays, because we're all just like, sentimental on this. This has been a lot of hard work, and literally, I don't say this lightly. We wouldn't be where we are without y'all's support. We're really happy that the utility that we provide, warrants that support. There's a high entry price at this point. Ultima Whales is 100 frogs. I have no idea how much that is anymore. I think it's like $28,000 or something crazy like that. That's fucking huge. We have, I don't know how many Ultimas. We have, I don't know how many whales, mini whales, froglodites. 5 frogs is expensive. 1 frog is expensive for some people. So when you guys choose to park your capital, either from, the trust you choose to put on the team, or the reliance and I think like reliability of our trading services, whatever it is that got you here, thank you. We wouldn't be where we are without you. And I can tell you with confidence that we won't be where we are today in a year. We will not stop. This doesn't become easy street for us. We put our blood, sweat, and tears, our hearts and soul into this, and we will continue to do so. So, yeah, that's all I have for today. I know we went a little bit over, but man, we got a little bit emotional. Y'all always make me like, when I start talking about frogs in this light, I could talk for literal fucking days. Because this has been 2 years of our lives. And I feel like we're still just in phase 1. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. I know a bunch of shit that I haven't talked about yet that I'm excited to talk about soon. And yeah, I would look for some improvements on the protocol to run out very soon. And we're just continuing to stack these bricks up, building our fortress up. And it's already strong as fuck, but damn it, we're going to build a moat around the motherfucker too. So, Undervalued, I don't know if you've got anything to add on that, man, but I feel like you've just had to listen to me ramble all day. So I'm going to fucking throw it over to you, man, if you got any final thoughts, and hopefully see if you got some music queued up. There we go. All right, y'all. We will see y'all next week.